Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking water heaters. This is basically water heater 101. So if you're new to RVing, recently new, not 100% sure what your hot water tank is capable of, or if you're shopping and don't know what to ask about water heaters, are they all the same? Are there differences? We're going to address that a little bit today. Now, today we're going to focus on the traditional water heater, which is a tank system. There are a few systems out there. There's a tankless system, and there's a couple of versions of them. Those systems we're not going to cover so much. This video, we're really going to ignore them. The reason being is if you want a really good tankless system, it's on a motorhome. And even there, you have to be careful of what you're buying. We want to focus on what's available in trailers. And I'm going to tell you what I've seen historically with tankless systems. They're okay on trailers. Personally, I would avoid them and I would stay with a tank system. The reason for that is they've been used for a very long time. They're very reliable. If you have an issue, dealers can service them very easily. They're easy to winterize. The advantages far outweigh a small advantage a tankless system might give you. And at the price point that they have to build those tankless systems for a travel trailer or a fifth wheel, for the broad part of the market, you're just not going to get the reliability and be as happy. And that is from actual customer comments that I've had in my previous dealer days. So we're going to stay with a standard tanked system. We're actually going to use our Dutchman Denali fifth wheel here as the example and the base point. So you have a couple of different tank systems out there. Typically they're a 6-gallon, 10-gallon, or 12-gallon. The biggest, most popular unit that's used by manufacturers is the 6-gallon tank. Now, it will come in a couple of ignition systems. There is a 6-gallon that has a pilot light that has to be lit. Those are typically found on single axle trailers, very price pointed, so watch. Then you have a gas only water heater, and then you have a gas electric. So while you're shopping, it's very important to ask your dealer questions if they're not telling you the type of water heater you have. Because you might find as you shop for trailers, there's a couple of $100 difference between a trailer, and it could simply be the cost of the water heater. And I'm going to explain why you want a gas electric. So a gas water heater only heats on propane. It has an electronic ignition is the one that you want to have so that it will light the pilot, turn on the burner, heat the water, ignite, and then turn off the pilot itself. So you're not burning propane to have a little pilot light running. It's also safer to go down the road because if you happen to forget that you had your water heater turned on, because you will turn it on, and that pilot ignites and it blows out because you're going down the road, the electronic system is set up, and this is the same for the gas and the gas electric, is that it will try to light your pilot light 3 times in 3 sequences, basically meaning 9 ignition attempts. So it's going to try to light it, try to light it, try to light it, pause. Then it's going to try 3 more times, pause, try 3 more times, stop, shut the system down if the ignition doesn't happen because it thinks there's a fault, there's a problem. And that way you don't have propane flowing. Now, the reason you want to go to gas electric, beyond the fact that you're sitting in a campground, most times you've paid for electricity, is the flexibility that a gas electric water heater is going to give you. And I'll tell you countless times, customers, when I've brought this up, went, wow, I've been camping for several years and I didn't know you could do that with your water heater. Here's the advantage of a gas electric. you can, when you're in the campground connected to electricity, turn on a switch. That's your electric water heater. And we're going to talk about some of the sequence in a moment, but it will heat using electricity. If you have a number of people staying with you, if you're a young family and you have a few kids that have to be bathed, and then you as parents are going to take a shower afterwards, that's a lot of demand on your water heater. A gas electric water heater can be turned on together, gas and electric. And I'm going to give you this water heater's example of the benefits. So let's talk about a few steps before you get started. When you have any type of water heater, but especially the gas electric, you're going to want to open it up when you start camping. So you're just going to flip down the lid and it sits there. Some units have one that lifts up and you'll have to put it down. What I recommend you do before you turn on the electric part of your water heater is that you make sure you have water in it. And it's not good enough to just go to a hot water tap and turn it on, because if the bypass is on the water heater, you're going to get water at the tap. You have a pressure relief valve here. What I like to recommend is that you lift the valve, and if you notice, water's running out of our tank because we have a full tank of water. And that's exactly what it's telling me by lifting the pressure relief valve. Only do this with a cold tank. If you do this when the tank is hot, you're going to have scalding hot water coming out of there. That tells me the water heater is full. I can now go turn on the electric side. The reason I say that you should do this test is if you turn on your water heater and it's empty on electric, it will burn out the heating element in a few seconds. By the time you put it on and go, oops, I forgot to check and turn it off, your element's burnt out if there's no water in here. So that's a nice little safety check. Propane is a little more forgiving. If you have a propane only water heater, or you're using the propane side of this because you're at a campsite, maybe you don't have power. If you turn the propane on and this tank is empty, what's going to happen is the ignition is going to light, and then it will turn itself off relatively quickly, because as it starts to heat the tank, the temperature sensor is going to sense that it's heating too quickly because the tank is empty, and it's going to turn it off. It's not going to damage your unit. So it's a little more forgiving in gas mode. And we'll show you an example of this in a moment. But let's talk about the benefit of the hot water heater. On our unit, it's actually labeled here, which is really nice. You don't find this always on most units. So let's give you an example. If you run this on electric only, this water heater, which is 6 gallons of capacity, will give you 6.2 gallons per hour of hot water. If you ran this on gas only, and that's why you'll find some manufacturers won't put gas electric, is for this reason. You run it gas only, this will give you 11.6 gallons per hour of hot water, almost double. And that's why you'll find the default on a number of trailers is gas-only water heaters, because they're fairly efficient on the gas. But you're always burning propane in order to heat it. The electric gives you the ability for regular demand to heat with electricity that you're already paying for. Now, here's the big kicker. If you turn both elements on at the same time, and yes, you heard me say that correctly, if you turn both the electric and the gas on, which can be done, you shouldn't run it all the time with both of those on, but for high demand, you're bathing the kids, then you and your spouse or partner are going to jump in the shower and take showers, and you have higher demand for hot water. Maybe you're jumping in the shower and your partner is washing a couple of dishes. You have a higher demand for hot water. We still only have a 6-gallon tank. You want to be able to put more hot water through this tank. So when you use both gas electric, we go from 6.2 gallons per hour electric to 11.6 gallons per hour gas only. When you use both, it goes to 17.8 gallons per hour for this specific water heater. That's almost triple its capacity in an hour. And that's why you will want a gas electric water heater. Now, having said that, every water heater throughput is a little bit differently, so check the spec on the trailer that you either have or you're looking to buy. They will be typically in that kind of 17 gallon per hour range, give or take a few gallons per hour, but that's why you want the gas electric. Now, when we want to turn it on, and we're going to do this a little bit differently as we have in command on our unit, but typically you go into your monitor panel and there's two switches and it'll say gas, electric. Sometimes on the monitor panel you'll only see an electric switch, or you'll see gas electric, or you'll see only a gas switch. And if you're unsure if you have gas electric, you see the gas only switch come out to your water heater. On a few water heaters, I believe it's the Suburban brand, right down in the corner of your water heater, there will be an electric switch out here. They force you to come out here and turn on the electric so you can verify there's water in your tank. Now, in our in-command unit, it is very straightforward. I'll bring this up closer to the camera. So we can actually use our phone. There's a water heater button. When we hit that, it gives us the ability to turn on electric, propane, or both. The in-command center makes it easy. We hit both. If you have a traditional RV with switches, you'd turn both switches on to get that. Now, let's take you over. I'm going to grab the camera here. Let's take you over and let's turn it on so you can get a sense of the sound it makes. So let's turn on electric right now. You can hear the electronic board just humming a little bit, and it's starting to heat our water. Now, if you have a gas water heater, I've just turned it off. If you have a gas only water heater or gas electric and you don't have power to plug it in, you'd turn your propane button on and you can hear it clicking. And it's trying to light. So as you noticed, it tried to light 3 times. It's going to try it again. It's going to stop, or pause, I should say, and then it's going to try another sequence, as I mentioned. And there we go. Our unit, we recently put new propane tanks on, or filled the propane tanks, and sometimes you'll get air in, so it takes a little bit to light. But you'll hear that now it's light, it's lit, it's running, and if we look closely, you can see the flames just inside. So you're going to hear that with the electronic ignition. You know that your water's starting to be heated. If you're done, simply turn the switch off, and that's how quickly it turns off. Now, as I mentioned, when it was lighting it the first few times and it didn't actually ignite, had that happened in the third sequence and it didn't light, the system would shut down the propane flow, and that's your safety. So I hope you found this video helpful about water heaters. We'll call it Water Heater 101, the difference between a few water heaters and how they actually work, and the difference in the amount of water that can be heated by the type of water heater that you have. If you have comments or questions, please post them below. If you like the video, please click the like button. And if you subscribe and hit the bell down below, you'll be notified of new videos as they come up. We are going to do some 101 RV basics on a few components. So if you're new, you're thinking about getting into the RVing industry, that some of these components that can really seem a little worrisome are very straightforward and simple, and will help show you how simple they are to use.